Good day and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's another day and another scholarship. It's scholarship room where we talk about scholarship every day, and with hopes that you'll be enjoying the resources on the channel. If you're a returning viewer, if you're a new viewer, I hope that you would make do with resources and go through, identify scholarships that suit your interest, and let's get to work with it without much ado. Without further ado, today we'll be exploring Australian scholarships. So let's get started. Yeah, so we are the Australian Award Scholarship page, and the scholarship is open. So let's explore what do they have in stock for us. Okay, the scholarship is a long-term award administered by them, and you will just identify the benefit. Now, it's a fully funded scholarship, and the benefits covers full tuition, return air travel, payment of a single return economic. So there is full transport allowance for you of the airfare from to Australia and back from Australia. Then there's an establishment allowance, so a particular amount given to you to settle in for your studies and throughout the course of your studies. You also have contribution to your living expenses, which is made fortnightly. They contribute to your basic living expenses and it is paid at a rate determined by the department. You have introductory academic program. So they carry you through the program and they introduce you to systems and structures. You have health insurance. You have pre-course English fees. That is if deemed necessary. Provided you deem a certain language requirement or English language requirement. And then you are believed to need the English language studies or assistance. You have you have supplementary academic support, which may be either available to you to ensure a scholar's academic success or enhance your academic experience. There's a field work for research awards and masters by coursework. We undergo through a component which is compulsory. And so that is that. And so you can check out the award conditions. Of course, you need to sign a contract with the Commonwealth of Australia declaring that you will comply with the conditions. Of course, nobody wants to invest their money this generously without an expected return or some accountability. So with that being said, let us explore the opening and closing dates. Okay, so the opening and closing dates are, okay, you can see for the commencement of 2025, those will be resuming school. See, opening date. I am highlighting this for us and for the viewers to see. Thursday, 1st of February 2024, and closing date is Tuesday, 30th April 2024. So you have about 2 months plus to work upon your papers, applications, and submit. Of course, it's necessary that before the end of February you have submitted the application because this scholarship is very competitive, and provided you're putting an application, it is after you have been considered a good fit by the committee that you are invited to apply to the program. There's a screening phase before application. Now, there are countries that are permitted, which is done continentally. We have Africa. You can see the list of countries there, about 40 something countries, or 30 something countries. You have Bangladesh, you have Bhutan, you get federal states. So you can run through it. You see, all of them literally have the same date for now. No country or continent records a different date, and there is always an inquiry mail for each of these continents, so you can reach out, ask questions if needs be. In furtherance of that, the participating countries are listed in their continent. You can see Asia, Pacific, Middle East, Africa in country contracts, and you can see Asia is here, Pacific continues, but Africa, which is where I belong to, I'll be opening that, and so we can see summary of the countries, what is expected of them, Now there are publications to download to guide. I will explore that briefly. Now, before we explore the documents, let's check how to apply and read up. Now, the way to apply, you go to how to apply, you check the opening and closing dates, which I've done for you, and you've seen your date. Select your country of citizenship and residency from the list of participating countries for specific information or eligibility priorities. So I'll do that now. Now, you check participating countries. Now, you can read up. If you intend to apply, you must read the Australia Award Scholarship Policy Handbook. So be ready to do a lot of reading. I wouldn't be doing much of the reading with you, but I'll be opening documents with you. Now, some countries encourage and allow you to apply online, while others require hard copy applications. See your participating country profile. And for countries that allow you to apply online, participating country profile for the link to the portal. You just need to go to you just need to click on it. You will see an Oasis page. When you register online, you'll be required to answer some questions. And then once you're done with that, but for those that are permitted to apply via mail, if you are unable to submit your application online, you can apply by mail. Just check the participating country profile. Completed hard copies should also go. Now, there are supporting documents that are required of you. You have a referee report template. So, for all of this, you can check country specific information. Of course, you have to download the Word format and the PDF format. The Word format of the referee application is what you must use. And don't forget, I keep emphasizing something on this channel, that way you get your referees to write a recommendation letter for you or a referral letter for you, they should know your update of track record of work, engagement, and achievement. Of course, academics first. And so that way, they are able to write something that boosts the morale of your application. Boosts the morals of your application. So that will give you a good advantage compared to other persons who just get any random persons to write it for them. Now here we are in Africa for country specific information. Now, what is expected? This is the summary. The following are expected countries. Nigeria is there. We've downloaded the document and publication. So I'll take you to the publication and let's see what it looks like and what it entails or requires of us. Now, this is the document, and as you can see from the document, we have this list of the following list of countries. I can see my country, Nigeria. I can see South Africa. I see Tanzania, Uganda, Ghana, and Kenya, Algeria, and Benin. Now, what is expected? You can see that the priority fields of studies are 5. We have climate change. I've been advocating that the sustainable development goals have been and is a mountain pressured issue globally for scholarships. And if you must write anything, you must fall within this category or be able to at least connect with the sustainable development goals. Climate change, agriculture and food security, mining and energy, foreign policy and international security, gender, disability, and social inclusion. If you niche around these areas with passion and convicting stories, even for your essay, of course, I have some videos on this channel about essay. McGill essay is explicit. Commonwealth scholarship essay is explicit. If you niche around those ones, you'll be able to put up a good front. And so, writing around this and niching around this is another advantage for you. Now, Australia Awards will provide citizens of eligible African countries with the opportunity to obtain a master's qualification at an Australian tertiary institution. Awards will be offered for commencement in 2025. So, that being said, you know that this scholarship award is for 2025 study. Now, it is expected that at least you must not have have an age younger than 25 years. These are the eligibility requirements for Africans.
And at minimum, you at least you should have 5 years of postgraduate work experience working in a field relative to your field of study. Whatever you study and whatever you're intending to go into, you should have worked there for about 5 years. You shouldn't already have a master's degree, of course, and you should already hold an undergraduate degree. Now, if you study in a school where it is not English language, proficiencies are required. IELTS is there, TOEFL is there, with a minimum of 2-1 in all subtests, 21 in all subtests or PTE, excluding candidates if their first language is English and they have undertaken their education in English. I want to underline this for you. So IELTS is not compulsory for you, TOEFL is not compulsory for you. It's one thing that gives scholarship applicants a challenge, especially from Africa. So I want you to know that this is an advantage, and even Asians. So if you're any of the Africa Asian citizens, you don't have to be discouraged anymore or fret. You're covered here. So the online application is available. You could just go ahead and open it. Of course, we'll open some documents, right? I'll copy this. I'll get back to it. So there are documents that are required of you, and that's what I want to show you now. As you can see, some of these documents include a passport, proof of citizenship, undergraduate degree certificate. You have undergraduate degree transcript, which is time transcript. Curriculum vitae is employee report. That is where your track record of 5 years employment can be traced. Peradventure, you happen to be working on Upwork or freelance platforms and you've worked there for 5 years, and that has been your postgraduate work experience, and it relates with your course of study or area of interest. You can write to Upwork on mail and request them to give you a what's it called, a report, an employment report stating you'll be working with them in this field for 5 years. For instance, if you're a statistician, you're going to statistics for gender, social inclusion, and disability. You can go ahead. Statistics in that area. If you have a struggle with a grapple on agriculture and you've been involved in agricultural research related matters, and you want to go ahead and further in agriculture, even if you're working on Fiverr, you could actually request for it from them. Write a mail to them stating this is what you studied, this is what you're doing, this is how far you've gone with them, this is how much you've made with them, this is how much time you spent with them in the last 5 years, and you're requesting for this for social purpose. You are appreciative they can help you with one. You will get a response. They're an employer too, and that's even so irrespective of where you're working from or who you're working with, you don't have a limitation on that. Now, academic referee reports, this one is comes from your lecturers, people who have taught you before, preferably professors and doctors. Then you have your English proficiency test. Now you can see proof of English language test. You can just get a letter of English language from your school. It will go a long way. English language letter from your school will go a long way. You don't need much. You just have to provide it. So if you get that, you can provide it. WIAC is not listed here, but that shouldn't be a problem. So preparatory training, course counseling, pre-departure, and all of that. This is a 28-page document. Now you have all of this in this 28-page document. You download it. You download it from the OSIS page. Now it shows you a guide completely from A to Z, how the whole process goes. And so you can just read through, follow through, study, and fill the information that is required of you. There's a document format of it, there's a word format of it, and on the portal you get, it explains everything in detail, so you can't make mistake. This is what it looks like. These are the informations that will be requested of you. Entering a passport number is not mandatory. However, if you have entered the passport number, you must also enter the date of the issue and expiry date. In other words, they have a flexibility for you, just in case you've not gotten your passport ready, or your passport is still in the process of securing, you can get an understanding waiver not to fill it in. But once you fill it in, you must fill the whole details inside. Now you get to choose your schools. You get to choose about 2 to 3 universities where you're making choice. And you just choose your course. You write some essays, and when you're answering your essays, I'm just fast forwarding. I want to get to the essay part. Have you had any previous scholarship before? Of course, your undergraduate can be a scholarship based study, but it must not have been a master's. Now, what other scholarships are you currently benefiting from? You must specify that you need to fill information around vocational training. We are here now. What's the significance? What's your objective, first of all? What's the research topic? Your research proposal details. You provide these informations. Now, when you are invited to apply, you should hopefully be given the CRICOS code. Otherwise, yes, based on the courses you have specified to interest in, so you get to be given such information that you talk about your. This is more like saying tentative research proposal. So you write that out, you enter your academic qualifications. At the end of the day, you would have filled one part of or two parts of your information, your work history. You share that with them, and then you get to a plan. How did you choose your proposed course and institution? Here you begin to talk about it. This is the PDF format. When you get the Word format, you see it's editable. You fill this in and then submit it online. How did you choose your course? Of course, you should be able to specifically make it known that okay, you did your research. Hard work is key to Australian awards for you. So you need to let them know you did your research. Even if at all you got it through this information now, like viewing this channel. Okay, I came across it through a friend's referral and explanation about it. And then I went ahead to do my own personal research. I discovered this course available in these participating universities, and they aligns with my vision and my goal, and so I opted for it, and that's why I'm putting an application. You've already answered the question in a straightforward yet um reliable way that portrays your hard work or research. Now, how will the proposed study contribute to your career? What's your career? You want to further in gender disability and social inclusion. I've noticed marginalization of a people group who have physical challenges and who are of certain genders within my community, and I look forward to uncovering how I can create a level playing field because I've identified talents among them. And by the time you're done thinking through, you become a think tank. You would have put up a good justification for the course you chose. Have you contributed to solving a challenge or implementing change or reform? That is a particular problem you're in a creative with creative methods used, and what are the problems you solve. Now, for instance, I've been using illustration on gender, and I'm gonna talk about okay, I decided to do something for gender to curb gender-based problems. That is to say, I go and serve as middleman between companies, and I identify talents among the female gender or the male gender who are marginalized in my local community. And when I identify these talents, I come to the companies, negotiate with the companies, put my integrity at stake, and pledge 20% extra refund or damage should this person fail them in 2 months. So the person is under probation for 2 months, but the person is not losing anything than their commitment and hard work, while the company is also not losing anything because they just pay these persons. But whatever happens in the place of 2 months, after 2 months, this person would have been certified to actually be able to work. So I had done that. Now that's curbing barrier to employment. I could also, okay, disability, identify people with disability who are physically challenged, Yeah, they have a skill or two. I help them to set up platforms where they can actually talk about people, encourage them, and social inclusion. I notice I have people who are HIV positive who are beginning to run into depression. So I begin to create lively environment for them. You just talk about practical and creative ways you've resolved the problem. Of course, you can include dates. When you make illustrations like this, be specific with dates. You've noticed people who are victims of coronavirus and Lassa fever, how they are ostracized. You've seen people who lost their loved ones in the daring or moments of the COVID-19, and then you see how they begin to slip gradually away from social communities. How have you come up with it? Talk about practical situations. If you check my essays, McGill scholarship essay, and you check Commonwealth scholarship essay, you have questions around that gives insight into this. I answer them in details. And so, but if you also want to go by what I'm saying now, sit down, record it clearly, jot down your point, put your thoughts together, and you can make a good submission also from these quarters. So you indicate one development team. Of course, when you click on the drop down box, you see the development teams and you indicate it. There are about three, I think these are the three essays you have to answer, and there's no limit to what you can write here, but you don't have to write too bulky things and too much things. From the first instance, if you cannot capture the attention of the committee who is screening you, you are going to be on the disadvantage. But as long as you can capture the attention early, you are going to be on the winning side. Okay, you can continue the process and then fill all your document, upload all the document that is required of you, and get it, ensure that it is ticked, that there's no blank there. Declaration, and once you have declared, you should be done. It's showing about 4 pages here, but it's 28 pages on my PC. But like I would always say, I use my phone to encourage you, irrespective of what asset or what gadget you have, that you're not limited. This is not a barrier to applying. And so, with that being said, I hope that this video helps you and guides you, and I hope that you do your best, that you're able to shoot your shot. Remember, this year quitting is never an option, and I believe in you. I believe in what you can do. I believe that that dream can be real and can be achieved together. Together we do more. Till then, see you in next videos. Tada!